Hi, I'm Megan from Coreworks Fitness, and we're going to do a video today on balance. Balance is one of the Pilates principles, and it really brings together a lot of the other Pilates principles, our core strength, our stability, our flexibility, and in particular, focus. So we're going to talk about breath focus today and a lot about alignment as we work on balance. Not a super long video, just enough to give you some things to practice outside of this video. So if you have a ball, any kind of ball will do. I have two different shapes and densities here, but if you have a tennis ball around your house, a lacrosse ball, even a golf ball will work to roll the feet out a little bit. So grab those if you don't have them nearby, and then just place them in front of the mat. I want you to start just standing centered on the mat, legs right underneath the hips. And don't make any adjustments yet, just allow the weight to land on the feet where it naturally would. So you're not adjusting your spine, you're just standing as if you were standing in line at the grocery store. Now start to tune into where the weight is falling on the bottom of the feet. Are you pressed into the heels a little bit more than the balls of the feet? Are you pressed forward slightly? And then purposefully rock forward and back. So weight coming into the balls of the feet and then weight coming into the heels. Feel how the body has to adjust to keep you from falling over. So as you lean back, you may feel your legs contract a little bit, feel the muscles of the thighs draw in. As you lean forward, you may feel your back extensors engage a little bit to keep you from falling forward. And then settle right into the middle of the feet. So you have equal weight in all four corners of the feet. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Look towards the hands. Belly draws in as you exhale and dive forward. Try to keep the weight even on the feet as you roll down. Take a deep inhale at the bottom and then exhale as you roll back up, restacking the spine. And again, keeping weight in the front and the back of the feet. Once you're all the way up, shift your weight to your left foot, and then you're going to grab the ball underneath the right foot. So any type of ball here, as long as it's small enough to fit under the foot. And then you're going to roll back and forth on the foot. If the mat gets in the way, just move off the mat. Gentle pressure down. Nothing should be uncomfortable here. You want to think about widening the bottom of the feet, opening up the tissue a little bit. And then hold the ball right underneath the ball of the foot, and you're going to press, release. Press, release. So think of the foot wrapping around the ball, relieving any tension on the bottom of the foot. And we'll do that about 5 or 6 times, and then you'll switch the ball to the heel. Heels can be a little sensitive, so definitely pull away if there's any pain. You just want to go just so that you can get a little relief through the heel. And then you can hold and slide side to side here. Now, if you don't have access to a ball, you can do manual massage of the bottom of the foot. You could sit down and just use the thumbs to massage the areas that we're working on with the ball. And then hold the ball still, and we'll place the arch right over the ball. Pressing and releasing again. Think about a bird perching over the ball so the toes and the heels are reaching down towards the floor. And then let's take a moment to roll around on the bottom of the foot again. If there's a spot on your foot that feels particularly good or needs some extra release, just hold in that spot, put a little pressure and release, just like we were doing on the ball of the foot and the heel. And then release the ball. Before we switch to the other foot, just take a moment and stand the way we started, legs right underneath the hips, and just feel the difference on that right leg all the way up the side of the body versus the left leg. Maybe that leg is a little warmer. Maybe the coloration of the foot is a little bit different, and hopefully you feel a little more open on the bottom of the foot. And then we will go ahead and roll around with the left foot. Just starting to warm up the bottom of the foot, and then place the ball underneath the ball of the foot, press, release. And we'll switch to the heel. Again, going gently on the heel. Just using the body weight to create pressure here. And if you'd like, you can hold and just slide side to side like a windshield wiper movement. Whoops, losing my ball here. All right, and then we will go ahead and put the ball onto the arch of the foot and press release. And then let's take another few breaths to roll around wherever it feels good on the foot. Okay, and then you can put the ball aside and you'll stand in the center of the mat again. So now feel the feet nice and weighted. Lift up the toes. See if you can spread the toes and then lower them back down. So see if they can be a little bit wider apart once you come down. Lift up onto the heels. Sorry, lift the heels up onto the toes and then articulate the feet down. All right, center yourself in the center of the feet so you're feeling equal weight in the front and back of the feet. And then let's go side to side. So weight into that left foot and weight into the right foot. Again, a gentle shift of the body, not a huge move here. And then we'll hold right into the center. Inhale, lift the arms up towards the ceiling, looking up. Exhale, diving down once again. And hold this forward fold for a moment just to sense any difference in the amount of flexibility you have here, how the back of the legs feel. Maybe your head is a little bit closer to the floor than it was before we rolled the feet. Put a gentle bend in the knees, press into the feet, engage the glutes as you roll all the way back up. Restacking the spine, roll the shoulders back and hold here. Okay, so what I'd like you to do here is take your mat and just either double it up or triple it up, depending on how how thick your mat is. I just want you to have a little bit of lift off the floor, maybe an inch or two. And then we're going to place the balls of the feet onto the mat. And the heels are going to be on the floor. So find that equal weight again, relax the shoulders. So before we start to work on balance, I want you to think about focusing your breath and focusing your gaze. So we're going to use the breath to try to anchor the feet, whether it be on the balls of the feet or the heels. And you're going to find a spot on the wall in front of you, a non-moving spot that you can use as a focal point throughout the rest of the video. So settle in to the breath and the gaze here. And then on your next inhale, I just want you to raise those heels up so they're about the height of the mat. So I'm not lifting high up onto the balls of the feet. I'm just trying to bring my heels about even with the balls of the feet. Now your mat has a little more give to it than the floor, so that's where the balance challenge comes in. Now throughout all these exercises, at some point, chances are you're going to bobble or you're going to lose your balance. That's okay. Just return to the breath, reset, and come back up. Release the heels back down. Inhale again and lift. And lower. Good. So now I'd like you to just either step forward or turn around. Your back can be to me, and have your heels on the mat. Lift up nice and tall again. Find that focal point, and then see if you can hover the balls of the feet about the height of the heels. This one's a little harder. If you can just do one ball of the foot one foot at a time, that's fine. And then release down. Good, we'll do that one more time. and release all the way down. Great job. Go ahead and step off the mat. You can either lay the mat back out again, or you can put it aside. Sometimes it's easier to work balance on the floor, depending if you have a nice tight rug or a hardwood floor. It's a little bit easier. The smushier the mat, the more challenging it is. Okay, so let's start with centering on the balls of the feet, or on the bottom of the feet again. And then I'd like you to shift your weight to your left foot. So we're shifting to the left foot without the left hip swinging out to the side. So keep the hip over the heel, gentle bend of that left knee. We're going to take the hands onto the hips and bring that right leg forward. So I'd like you to just keep your toe onto the floor for now. And then we'll lift and lower. So you can tap the foot down, or you can keep it raised. Remembering the purpose here is not so much strengthening, it's more to work the balance. 2 more. Let's bring that leg into a tabletop position. So your knee is in line with your hip. We're going to flex and point. Flex and point. Again, if this is already a challenge, just bring the foot closer to the floor. So when you point, you're touching the floor. And then hold a nice point here. Straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. Get the sensation of the outside of that left leg planting down into the floor, inside of the leg up through the pelvic floor, lifting up. So you have this nice circular rooting to the floor. And then keep the leg straight, circle the leg behind you, and just point the toe out behind you. Let's lift that right arm up, get a nice stretch through the hip. And then bring the hand back down, bring the leg back down. Okay, so let's switch the weight to the right foot. Watch out for that right hip, keep it nice and even. Take the left leg out in front of you, find your balance, return to that focal point, lift and lower. Let's hold here, bend the knee, point and flex the foot. Right leg, that knee is soft, so you're not locking the knee out, but you don't have a deep bend. And then hold the toe pointed, we'll straighten and bend. And hold the leg straight, swing it out behind you, let the toe come onto the floor, lift the left arm, and gentle stretch of the hip. And come back down. All right, legs back underneath you. We're going to return to that right leg and just add a little more of a challenge here. So shift the weight to the left foot. Bring the right leg out in front of you. This time we're just going to hold that leg in a tabletop position, and we're going to bend and straighten through the left leg. I'm keeping my shoulders over my hips, so I'm not dipping my chest forward. It's a very small move of that left leg. Keeping the knee in line with the hip and tracking right over the toes. Now stand tall through that left leg, flex both feet. So your standing foot is obviously flexed already. Flex the right foot. Now see if you can point both toes and then flex both feet. Point, lifting the heel, lowering. You'll start to feel that calf fire a little bit, and you'll definitely start to feel the ankle work a little harder to assist with your balance. Let's do 2 more. And then come down, place the foot down. Great. A nice way to release that is just to do a little prance here, release through the toes, release the ankles. Okay, and then let's get ready for the other side. So we're going to shift the weight to the right foot now, and we'll lift the left leg up. Good, so start with the left toe pointed, bending and straightening the right leg. Now you're definitely going to notice a dominant side. So usually I'm cueing my good side first. That's just naturally where I go. So this side will be a little more challenging for me. See how it is in your body. Don't worry if on this side you have to stop and put the foot down for a moment. All right, let's hold all the way up. Flex both feet. Find your focal point. Nice deep inhale as you lift. Point and flex. Point and flex. Try to control the coming down of the heel so you're not popping up and then dropping down. You're purposefully coming down. One more. And then bring the leg down, and let's go into that prance again. Okay, so now I'm going to turn sideways just so you can see me here. We're still having our heels underneath the hips. Hands can be on the hips or out to the side. You're going to take your right leg and reach it out behind you. So I'd like you to start in a little bit of a diagonal line. So my chest is slightly forward here. I have a little bend in my standing leg. From here, I'm going to lift the leg and my chest is going to come forward. And then I'm going to lift my chest and my leg will come down. So if it feels better to have the arms out, you can keep them out for a little balance. Keeps the chest open. One more. And then take your right arm along the right leg, left arm up towards the ceiling. We're going to try to come down a little bit lower and reach the fingers away from the feet. So pressing forward, see if you can get almost to a parallel line to the floor, and then back up. So now your focal point has to change because your gaze is changing. But try to stay even onto the rug or onto the floor in front of you. The fewer distractions with the gaze, the more you can concentrate on focusing into that balance. All right, little strength and stability challenge here. We're going to press out and hold. And just for 3, we're going to bend the left knee and lift, bend, and lift. One more. And all the way back up. Beautiful. Bring the hand down. And bring the right foot underneath the hip. Let's switch to the other side. So take that left leg back, arms either out to the side or on your hip. Little bend of the right knee, and then hinge forward and up. So remember, we started pretty shallow here. We're not going all the way down to a flat parallel to the floor. Head is staying in line with the back, the upper back. So don't let the head fall lower, or try not to let the head fall lower than the neck. All right, let's come all the way down and lift back up. Okay, so now left hand onto the leg, right arm up towards the ceiling. And now we'll press out into a nice parallel line, get as deep as we can, and lift back up. Reaching away, fingertips away, for right fingers away from the left foot. Keeping your hips relatively flat here. And we'll hold on this next one, and we'll go for our 3 knee bends. Bend and straighten, bend and straighten. One more. And come all the way back up. Go ahead and take that left ankle, cross it over your right knee, and sit down for a little figure 4 stretch. If you need to be near a wall or a chair for balance, that's fine. And just press into that left knee slightly so you can get that work. Stretch in the glute. And then stand up and we'll switch to the other side. And all the way back up. Okay, so let's come back to parallel legs, and we're going to lift up into a releve and then release down. So using all that width we created underneath the feet, we're going to articulate up. So imagine you're standing on a sticky floor, you're peeling the heels up, peeling the arches up, and then the very bottom of the ball of the foot. Next time you're in your releve, I'd like you to stay there, and we're just going to bend the knees and lift. Lower and lift. So if this isn't working for you, you can always go back to your feet flat. You do not have to stay in your releve. That just adds a little extra challenge here. Arms can be by your sides or on your hips, whichever is comfortable. Or if you need to hold on to a wall, just hold on to a wall. Next one, we're going to hold this releve down. I'd like you to sweep the arms up towards the ceiling and hinge slightly forward. So the hips stay back, arms come forward. Lower the heels and lift the heels. Lower and lift. Hold your releve, lift up tall. All right, nice deep breath in. Exhale, start to dive forward very slowly, pulling the ribs in towards the body, scooping the belly. Try to keep those heels lifted, even if they're only an inch off the floor. Slowing everything down. Come fully into your fold, your forward fold. Let the upper body relax, and then let the heels come down. Once the heels are down, just let the chest fall forward towards the thighs even more deeply. Slight bend in the knees, roll all the way back up. On your inhale, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling, bring the heels up with you. See if you can hold your feet up a little bit higher than you did on the last one, and we're going to roll down again. Take it slow. Try to stay in the center of the balls of the feet so you're not rolling to the inside or the outside of the foot. Try to get relaxed in that forward fold first, then let the heels come down. Relax even further. And this time, let's try to lift the heels first. Gentle bend in the knees, push into the balls of the feet, roll up in your releve. A little more work in the backs of the legs, a little more work in the spine, a little more shaky. Lift the arms all the way up, and then bring the heels down. Beautiful. Bring your hands onto your hips. Let's take a little stretch of the back of the leg. So right heel is going to come forward. You're going to bend your left knee, send your hips back, toes towards the forehead. And then we'll stand back up and switch to the other side. And we'll come back into the center. Okay, so now I'd like you to stand hip distance apart again. And we're going to bring the arms out to the sides. Palms are facing up. And we're going to hold a nice releve here. Not really high, so think maybe 2 or 3 inches off the floor. Pull the belly in, pull the ribs in. Find your focal point, so straight forward. Keep your eyes right in front of right over the sternum. And then you're going to rotate to the right, keeping the left hip back. Come back into the center. Before we switch to the left, look up towards the ceiling. Changing the eye gaze is going to challenge the balance a little bit. Bring the head back to center and rotate to the left. Come back into the center. And this time look down. Come all the way back up. Let the heels come down, let the arms come down. Let's roll the head here a little bit. A couple times in each direction. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. And then come back to center. Let's do that rotation one more time. We'll just switch directions. So we're going to open the arms out to the sides, lift your releve, see if you can come a little bit higher this time. Inhale, rotate to the left. Come back into the center. Whoop. This time look down first. Look back up to center, rotate right. Come back into the center and look up. Then center, hands down, heels down. All right, so I'd like to end with just a little balance challenge here, just to recognize how the focal point really impacts how we balance. So I'd like you to start with weight into your left foot, and you're just going to bend your right knee so the toe is relaxed down onto the floor. Arms are down by your sides. If you need them to come out for balance, that's fine. So find your focal point first. And then I just want you to hover that right leg just barely off the floor. It doesn't have to come all the way up. You don't have to do anything fancy. I just want you to be solid on that left foot. So breathe here for a moment, concentrating on your focal point, concentrating on the rooting down of that entire left side of the body. So you can stay here, or I'd like you to try to close your eyes. Gently close the eyes, and let's try to hold for 3 good breaths here. Concentrate on your breath to keep you nice and steady. And then open your eyes and return the right foot down. So you may have noticed that as soon as you close your eyes, you get a little unsteady, the leg starts to shake a little bit. That's mind and body working together. So now that we know what's coming, sometimes the anxiety amps up a little bit. So let's take a couple breaths here before we even move. Inhale through the nose, exhale from the mouth. One more. Shift your weight to your right foot, bend the left knee, let the toe come down. Find that focal point. Try to imprint that image of your focal point in your mind so when you close your eyes, you can still see it. Let the foot just hover, and then when and if you're ready, close your eyes. If you bobble, just reset. Use the breath to steady. One more breath. And then open the eyes, release the foot. Great job. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Extend back, looking towards the wall behind you. Let the back arch a little bit. And bring the ribs back over the hips. Stretch the arms out to the side. Let's come up into our releve one more time. And then release all the way down. Great job. Thank you for coming today. You can check out other videos on Coreworks just with in the notes below. Thank you.